you heard such hubbub in this room in a long time? I'm just thrilled. Welcome to the New York Sheet Music Society's last meeting of this season, and we have had a spectacular season, as I think you'd all agree, and we should thank Linda Amiel Burns, who is off at her reunion, Brandeis. I don't know the number, she never tells the truth anyway, so. And of course, Jerry Laird, who was due to be hosting this program, is also at his 65th high school reunion with his great pal, Mary Lou, alias Julie Wilson. So I bet they're just swinging around like two young kids at this point. At any rate, we just have a few announcements to make about shows coming up. One of the most exciting is definitely a tribute to Irvin Drake, which will take place this Monday at Birdland, and it is a star-studded spectacle, you can be sure. Anything involving Irvin always is. There's going to be Richard Skipper as Carol Channing. The great K.T. Sullivan will be there. It's hosted by Christine Lavin, and Christine Petty, the woman of many faces, will also be on board. So that's something you'll have to catch. 10:30, I gather it begins. It's part of Jim Caruso's Monday Night Madness, so everyone who knows how great those shows are will get themselves there as fast as they can. And then we've got a fabulous group with Gerda Grunin, Carol Shedlin, Aaron Morishita, and John Delphin doing a great concept, 4x4. 4 lyricists singing with 4 singers. So that sounds like a terrific show. Monday, August 20th, my mother's birthday, I must say. And Sunday, August 26th, 7 p.m., Don't Tell Mamas, $12 cover, 2 drink minimum. Call for reservations, 581-0366. Okay, and then we have Stan Edwards, who I think I just spotted out in the audience. There he is, the great Stan Edwards with his lovely wife Linda Ipanema, doing a show called One of Those Songs. Celebrate the singers and the songs that made the 50s so fabulous. And I know he's been doing this to great acclaim all around town, as far as I can tell. That's going to be at the Triad, 158 West 72nd Street. You all know where it is. Saturday, June 23rd. Showtime 7 p.m. Music charge $10 plus a 2 drink minimum. So that's great. A Len Triola production, I might add. And then Rachel Stone has her community cabaret presenting Friday, September 28th, 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30. Now, who's going to be on now? Will that be Joe Landy, an activist folk singer? With your 3 new songs, she's debuting her 3 new songs. Hysterical Woman, I love it. Chief Complainer, I like that too. And It's All the President's Fault. I wonder who that refers to. Anyway, and then future guest artist will be on November 8th, Ron Reniger, Mark Crawford Levitt. January 11th, Marcus Simeone and the Triborough Band with Evie Mayer. Is that right? Yeah. March 14th, Charles Bloom. And May 16th, yours truly, and the Elegant Ivory Duo. Correct? So that's something to keep on your back burner as well. All right, well, you check with Rachel if you need more information. Now, today, as you can tell, there's an awful lot of excitement in the room, and for good reason. We at the Sheet Music Society are so pleased to present a program devoted to the songs of the great American lyricist, Yip Harburg. The Society has joined forces with the Yip Harburg Foundation to put on this show, featuring its rainbow troupe of young performers, and thereby explains all the young performers in our room today. We're just so thrilled to have them. And speaking of, well, they'll be showing us exactly why these songs have remained so timeless. And speaking of timeless, well, let's let Yip and his first young performer show you just what they mean.
Where the clouds are far behind me. troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me somewhere over the rainbow. Birds fly over the rainbow. Oh, why can't any little bird can fly beyond the rainbow? Why, oh, why can't I?
He was waiting around for Harold and Yippee. Who's going to get have a go?
Where am I standing? Wherever I like. Good afternoon. My name is Dina Rosenberg, and I'm the artistic director of the Harburg Foundation. And we really are thrilled to be in this company because we know how much the people here love songs of the golden age of American musical theater. And I think you'll see how our young performers love these songs as well. I just want to say that obviously Yip was very enamored of rainbows. But for him, they were something more than the beautiful colors you see in the sky after the rain falls. What they were a deep meaning or metaphor for hope, for yearning, for something on the other side of the rainbow, over the rainbow. And the rainbow had a beginning and it had an end. And you took a journey across the rainbow with Yip in his rainbow shows, Wizard of Oz and Finian's Rainbow. Along the way, you learned things, you were disappointed about things, you gained things, and that was a whole wonderful journey summed up by the rainbow. Okay, and what I'd like to do first, and then we will have our performance, is introduce Ernie Harburg, who is Yip's son, and he's going to tell you mostly about how Yip came to be so enamored of the rainbow. Ernie?
Dina is Yip's daughter-in-law. I took her out of the cradle. We're married this year for 25 years. Continuing the talk, first place I want to tell you, as I was walking along Astor Place in the village, I saw the books laid out there, and there was one with this incredible title. There was one with this incredible title, which was "All Stories Are True." And so whatever I tell you here, you don't have to worry about it, because that's the way it is. And that's the story. If you've said it, it's true. All right? Now, the story I want to tell you, I witnessed. So it was at PS 19 in the old Crown Heights in 1940, and he had become a small celebrity, and Mrs. Levine and Mrs. Levine and Mrs. Levin and Mrs. Miano and the principal all urged me to get Yip to come up to my graduation and give a talk, which Yip was not used to doing this, and he was reluctant, let's say. So the night of the graduation, where all the parents are and the kids, we're all dressed up and everything, and Yip gets up on the stage, and he doesn't say anything, and then he starts walking around, and the audience is really going a little ballistic at this point, wondering what's the matter. Then finally he stops, and he says, as you can see, I'm a little nervous about this, but it reminds me of a story from the Bible where Abraham took his son to slaughter, and my son has brought me to slaughter. So once he told that, then he was ready, and the rest of the talk went pretty well. But in there, I just simply remembered, like that, when Dean and I were talking about the show, another story that he told at that time, and he never told it again, and I never told it to anybody again, so this is the first time. And remember, it's a story, it's true, right? So it goes like this, that after Yip was the final editor on the Wizard of Oz, he also did all of the musical numbers, and he wrote the whole scene in which they give up the heart, the brains, and nerve, and he gets no credit for that writing, so I'm giving him some credit tonight as the final editor. At any rate, there they were, their contract had run out, and they didn't have the song for Dorothy. And they talked about the story, the book, and so forth, and what kind of song they need there. So they agreed, Yip and Harold, that it had to be a song of yearning. And what kind of yearning? Well, I think in America, at any rate, where we value independence and freedom and equality and liberty, that about 85% of all children, juveniles, dream or fantasy about escaping and running away, and several of them do it. Well, who are they running from? Well, you know who. Adults, all right? Adults are the big guys, the parents, and you want to get someplace else. So that was on the Yip's mind when he was thinking after he had read the book. Now, those of you who haven't read the book or haven't even seen it, it really exists. And it's called The Wizard of Oz. And the thing is that Baum wrote 6 books in that year, but only one of them took off and became a classic. So now, when you read the book, which is a little different from the film, of course, it says that where Dorothy lived, in Kansas, there were, wait a minute, I've got this thing. All right, here we go. Not a tree nor a house broke the broad sweep of flat country to reach the edge of the sky in all directions. The sun had baked the plowed land into a gray mass. Even the grass was not green, for the sun had burned the tops of the long blades. Once the house that had never been painted, the sun blistered the paint, and now the house was as dull and gray as everything else. So there was no color in Kansas, where Dorothy was living, and of course her Aunt Em and her Uncle Henry, I quote, Uncle Henry never laughed. Well, you can imagine for a little girl all by herself in the middle of the, anybody been out to western Nebraska or western Kansas knows there's nothing there. So she was assaulted by Mrs. Gulch, one of the adults, and they were going to take her dog away from her, and Em and Henry weren't helping her, and so that was the spot that she was in, which, if you're really true, we've all been there. And she had to escape. And so that Yip and Harold talked about this, and then they needed dummy title. Yip always wanted the composer to write the music first. Now, I never understood that, because you can do it any way you want, before, during, after, anyway. But he always wanted the composer to go first. So Harold said, well, after they talked, he said, well, give me some kind of a dummy title. That's another little device that the lyricists and the composers had. And Yip didn't quite know what to say. So in this talk at PS 91, it came out, this was the story, that he was thinking about this, and he had read the book, and he was standing in the middle of, this was in Los Angeles, in Beverly Hills, with the huge green lawns, and they always had a Japanese gardener there. And so when Yip was standing out in the middle, the gardener turned on the sprinklers. And if you've ever seen sprinklers, they just come out all over the lawn. And Yip said that he was struck as he was running off the grass by the rainbows that came out of each sprinkling system. And when he got out, that's his story, it's got to be true. So when he got out, he thought about that, and then when he talked with Harold next time, he said, okay, all right, here it is. I want to be on the other side of the rainbow. So, okay, Harold went off, and he wrote this tremendous music, and he came back. And I don't understand why a lyricist would want the music first. I would rather, Hammerstein did it both ways. He when he wrote with Kern, he wrote, I know it was Hammerstein with Rogers, that's right. So Hammerstein wrote the lyrics first, and Rogers. Before that, Hart demanded the music first. So you see, it all depends on what kind of an artist you are. But Yip he wanted the music first. So he got this incredible music with this melody and chords and so forth. And so he didn't quite know what to do with that either, because in the first part, there was this incredible octave leap. And those of you who can sing somewhere, all right? And he didn't know quite what to do with that. He told me one time in a little whisper, I always get these things in whispers that I hear later on in my life, that the rainbow was the place where she wanted to be the other side of, and he'd already told Hal that. He worked for 3 weeks to find the syllables that went on that octave leap, and then the phrase after that, so that you had somewhere, which started you on your journey. Some is a funny word. If you try to define that or explain it to a kid, you're in trouble. Some is not definable. And then you go into where, somewhere, and you're already up now in the music. And where are you going? Where are we going? Where is another funny word, but somewhere gets you up there over the rainbow. And you start your whole trip into the film and Dorothy's journey. It's an incredible kind of lyrical miracle, if you want, right? To find that word. And he said he looked for it for 3 weeks. Of course, he finally got that. And so I just wanted to tell you that in this whole book, the word rainbow is never mentioned, not once. So when they say who put the rainbow in the Wizard of Oz, it's Yip put the rainbow. So I want you to think about, as you listen to the rest of the song, that it's not easy to write good lyrics. And I also want to recommend to you a song, a book, Who Put the Rainbow in the Wizard of Oz, which you can get at your local Amazon.com.
Thank you, Ernie. That's just fantastic. Hi, my name is Jonathan Hadley, and I'm the director and one of the performers in the Rainbow Troupe that Dina spoke of. And we're so thrilled you've invited us here today because it's a joy for us to get to sing the songs that Rick has written lyrics to and to expose this young company to these wonderful, wonderful classic songs. Get that out of the way. We're going to be presenting bits of 2 musicals today, and of course we'd like to start with The Wizard of Oz. And I guess I should ask, who hasn't seen the 1939 MGM movie? Anybody visit that young lady? Get her to Blockbuster right now. It's down the street, 99th Ave, I think. So we'd like to present a bit of that we're working on as a 1-hour stage version for kids based on the 1939 film, the script and, of course, the music. And so we guess we'd like to take you to that bleak land of Kansas that Ernie spoke of, where our heroine, Dorothy Gale, has been swept up by a cyclone and she's trapped in her house. And the house plops down in a brand new, bizarre land. The door opens slowly and Dorothy, carrying Toto, looks out. She tests the ground with her foot. As she moves forward, the lights come up on the stage and we discover the vividly colorful Munchkin Civic Center of Land of Oz. She looks about her.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. We must be over the rainbow. I know we're not in Kansas.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Me? I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas.
Well, is that the witch?
Toto? Toto's my dog.
Well, I'm a little muddled. The Munchkins told me, they called me over because they told me there was a new witch who has just dropped a house on the Wicked Witch of the East. And there's the house, and here you are, and those legs are all that's left of the Wicked Witch of the East. And so, what the Munchkins want to know is, are you a good witch or a bad witch?
But I've already told you, I'm not a witch at all. Witches are old and ugly. What was that?
The Munchkins. They're laughing because I am a witch. I'm Glinda, Queen of the North.
You are? Oh, I beg your pardon, but I've never heard of a beautiful witch before.
Only bad witches are ugly. The Munchkins are happy because you have freed them from the Wicked Witch of the East.
Oh, but if you please, what are Munchkins?
The little people who live in this land. This is Munchkin land, and you are their national heroine, my dear. It's all right. You can all come out now. Come out, wherever you are, and meet the young lady who fell from a star. She fell from the sky, she fell very far, and Kansas, she says, is the name of the star.
Kansas, she says, is the name of the star.
She brings you good news, or haven't you heard? When she fell out of Kansas, a miracle occurred.
It really was no miracle. What happened was just this. The wind began to switch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges started to unhitch. Just then, the witch, to satisfy an itch, went flying on a broomstick, thumbing for a hitch.
All that happened then was rich. The house began to pitch, the kitchen took a switch. It landed on the Wicked Witch in the middle of a ditch, which was not a healthy situation for a Wicked Witch who began to twitch and was reduced to just a stage. We have to verify it legally to see if she is morally, ethically,
Spiritually, physically, positively, absolutely,
undeniably, and reliably dead.
As coroner, I must aver, I thoroughly examined her, and she's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead.
And this is the day of independence for all their munchkins and their descendants.
Friends, let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead. Once there was a wicked witch in the lovely land of Oz, and a wickeder, wickeder, wickeder witch there never, never was. She filled the folks in Munchkin Land with terror and with dread. Till one fine day from Kansas way, a cyclone caught a house that brought the wicked, wicked witch her doom. As she was flying on her broom, for the house fell on her head, and the coroner pronounced her dead. And through the town the joyous news was spread.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Wake up, you sleepyhead. Rub your eyes. Get out of bed. Wake up, the wicked witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go below, below, below your hole. Let's open up and sing and ring the bells out. Ding dong, the merry-o.
Sing it hard,
Sing it low. Let them know the wicked witch is dead. Let them know the wicked witch is dead.
we represent the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, and in the name of the Lullaby League, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land. We welcome you to Munchkin Land. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la.
From now on, you will be history.
You'll be hissed.
You'll be history.
And we will glorify your name.
You'll be a bust.
Be a bus. Be a bus. In the Hall of Fame. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
Dorothy begins her journey to Oz by following the yellow brick road. Eventually, she reaches a crossroads with a picket fence on one side surrounding a cornfield. High on a pole in the middle of the field is a scarecrow. Dorothy is startled when the scarecrow speaks, and she helps him down from his perch.
Oh, my, it's good to be free. Did I scare you?
No, I just thought you hurt yourself.
But I didn't scare you.
No, of course not.
I didn't think so. I haven't even got a brain to scare a crow. They come from miles around just to eat in my field.
Well, what would you do with the brain if you had one?
I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts thoughts are busy hatching if I only had a brain. I'd unravel every riddle for any individual in trouble or in pain.
With the thoughts you'd be thinking, you could be another Lincoln
if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore.
You could think of things you never thought before.
And then I'd sit and think some more. I would not be just a nuffin', my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a ding-a-dairy if I only had a brain.
That was wonderful. Why, if our scarecrow back in Kansas could do that, the crows would be scared to pieces.
Where is Kansas?
That's where I live. And I want to get back there so badly, I'm going all the way to the Emerald City to get the Wizard of Oz to help me.
You're gonna see the wizard?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if I went with you, this wizard would give me some brains?
I couldn't say, but even if you didn't, you'd be no worse off than you are now.
Yes, that's true. Oh, please, won't you take me with you?
Of course I will.
Hooray! I'm gonna get me a brain.
To Oz!
To Oz!
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Look, Scarecrow, it's a man. A man made out of tin.
What?
Yes, look.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say something?
Mm-hmm.
He said, oil can.
Oil can what?
Oil can?
Mm.
Oh, here it is. Where do you want to be oiled first?
Mm-hmm.
He said his mouth. The other side.
Here you go.
Yeah, my goodness. I can talk again. Oh, oil my arms, please. Oil my elbows.
Did that hurt?
No, it feels wonderful. I held that axe up for ages.
Oh, goodness, how'd you ever get like this?
Oh, well, about a year ago, I was chopping that tree, minding my own business, when suddenly it started to rain. Right in the middle of the chop. I rusted solid, and I've been that way ever since.
Well, you're perfect now.
My neck. Perfect. Oh, bang on my chest if you think I'm perfect. Go ahead, bang on it.
Oh!
Beautiful. What an echo.
It's empty. The tinsman forgot to give me a heart.
No heart.
When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kinda human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy who shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me a balcony above a voice sings low.
Wherefore art thou?
Romeo.
I hear a beat.
How sweet.
Just to register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really good parts. I would stay young and chipper, and I lock it with a zipper if I only had a heart. Suppose the wizard wouldn't give me one when we got there.
Oh, but he will. He must. We've come such a long way already.
To Oz?
To Oz.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I don't like this forest. It's dark and it's creepy.
Of course, I'm not very bright, but I think it'll get darker before it gets lighter.
Do you suppose we meet any wild animals?
We might.
Animals that eat straw?
Some, but mostly lions and tigers and bears!
Lions?
And tigers?
And bears!
Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears! Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears!
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears!
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears!
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears!
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears!
Oh my!
Put 'em on! Put 'em on! Which one are you first? I'll fight you together if you want. I'll fight you with one paw tied behind my back. I'll fight you standing on one foot. I'll fight you with my eyes closed. Pulling an axe on me, eh? Sneaking up on me, eh? Why?
Here, go away and let us alone.
Ah, scared, huh? Afraid, huh? How long do you think you can stay fresh in that can? Put some hands up, you shivering junkyard. Come on and fight, you lopsided bag of hay. Well, I'll get you anyway, Pee-wee.
Oh, shame on you!
What did you do that for? I didn't fight him.
No, but you tried to. It's bad enough picking on a straw man when you go around picking on poor little dogs.
You didn't have to go and hit me, did you? Was my nose bleeding?
Of course not! My goodness, what a fuss you're making! Naturally, when you go around picking on things weaker than you are, why, you're nothing but a great big coward.
You're right. I am a coward. I haven't got any courage at all. I even scare myself. Look at the circles under my eyes. I haven't slept in weeks.
Why don't you try counting sheep?
That doesn't do any good. I'm afraid of them.
Well, that's too bad. Don't you think the wizard could help him too?
I don't see why not. Why don't you come along with us? We're on our way to see the wizard now, to get him a heart.
And him a brain.
I'm sure he can give you some courage.
Well, wouldn't you feel degraded to be seen in the company of a cowardly lion? I would.
No, of course not.
That's awful nice of you. Life is sad, believe me, missy, when you're born to be a sissy without the feminine blade. But I could show my prowess, be a lion, not a mouse, if I only had the nerve. I'm afraid there's no denying, I'm just a dandelion, the fear I don't deserve. I'd be brave as a blizzard.
I'd be gentle as a lizard.
I'd be clever as a gizzard.
If the wizard is a wizard who will serve,
Then I'm sure to get a brain.
A heart.
a home.
The Noive.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
On the day I was born, said me father, said he, I've an elegant legacy waiting for ye. 'Tis a rhyme for your lips and a song for your heart, to sing it whenever the world falls apart. Look, look, look to the rainbow. Follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow. Follow the fellow who follows a dream.
Thank you, Yip. That was lovely. Well, we'd like to take you now from one mythical land to another. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce the members of our Rainbow Troupe, and I'll do it in alphabetical order that's in your program. First of all, Mr. John Chase. Mr. Chase. Miss Gabrielle Georgescu. Miss Libby Jacobson. Miss Genevieve Koch. Our Dorothy Emma Moran. Fan club. Woo! And we're joined by Anthony Ortiz. And of course on piano, the wonderful David Brunetti. Couldn't go without David. And we have a very special performer who has joined us and is part of the Rainbow Troupe, Yip's grandson, Mr. Ben Harburg. So as I said, we're going to continue with rainbows and mythical lands, and now we'd like to do a bit from the Finian's Rainbow that we've also been working on as a troupe. So let me introduce you to a new land. It is April, a lovely spring day in Rainbow Valley in the mythical state of Mississauga, not too long ago. Now, in the background, you'll see there are long, rolling fields of beautiful tobacco leaves. Leaves that mean mighty good tobacco. Leaves that don't irritate the throat. Thank you. Now, this which you're standing in now, this is called the gathering place, or the clearing. Now, the sheriff, a stooge for the bigoted, mean-spirited Senator Bill Board Rawkins, is about to auction off the entire valley for non-payment of taxes. All right, everybody, gather round. Auction's gonna start now.
Wait a minute.
You can't run this auction without Woody Mahoney.
Oh, yeah? Why not?
Because it's his property, that's why not.
Oh, yeah, little missy? Well, that's just none of your business.
Oh, yeah? We sharecrop this land together. You disturb us and Woody won't like it.
And he's arriving on the next train.
Oh, yeah?
So you gotta wait for Woody. He's bringing the money.
Woody's coming, Woody's coming.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Woody's coming.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Can't be bothered with the mortgage man this time of the year.
You'll all be sorry for interfering with the law.
Spring don't care about a mortgage man this time of the year.
I'm giving y'all your last chance to get back your land.
The dandelions in the Lusky Dell don't give a hoot in hell.
They're gonna smell that collateral this time of the year. This time of the year.
Choo-choo's coming and it's mighty clear.
Woody's here, he's up there riding with the engineer. Yes, Woody's here. Just look at that choo-choo puffin'. Let's give it a mighty cheer. Just look at that engine huffin'. Dang blasted old Woody's here. Woody's here. Woody's here. Woody's here. Yeah!
And they all rush off to meet Woody's train as...
Eureka! Sharon, come quickly.
Father, what is it now?
We're here. It's Journey's End, our destination at last. Rainbow Valley, Mississauga.
Oh, thank merciful heaven. To think I let you whisk me out of Ireland, across an ocean and down a continent in the sweet green month of April. And for what?
Why, it's me grand experiment. The McLonegan theory of economics. Now, what makes America different from Ireland?
It has more Irishmen?
Irish, child. There's more of everything. And do you know why? Well, I'll tell you why. Do you see Fort Knox on the map right here? Well, the soil in and about Fort Knox brings a magical quality to the gold. Else, well, why did they dig it from the ground of California? Only to bury it in the ground of Fort Knox 100 years later. The gold radiates a powerful influence. It fertilizes the oranges in Florida, activates the assembly lines in Detroit, causes skyscrapers to sprout from the gutters of New York. And it produces a bumper crop of millionaires. All you got to do is plant a bit of gold in the ground, and you become a millionaire. You're going to have everything you left behind in Glockamora and more.
Aye, listen.
Aye, it's the same skylark music we had back in Ireland. Do you hear it?
Aye, a Glockamora skylark. I hear a bird, a Glockamora bird. It well may be it's bringing me a cheering word. I hear a breeze, a river Shannon breeze. It's well may be it's carried me across the seas. And tell me, please, how are things in Glockamora? Is that little brook still even there? Does it still run down through Donny Cove, through Killybegs, Kilkerry, and Kildare? How are things in Glockamora? Is that willow tree still weeping there? Does that laddie with the twinkling eye come whistling by? And does he walk away sad and dreamy there, not to see me there? So I ask each weeping willow and each brook along the way, and each lad that comes a-whistling to relay, how are things in Glockamora this fine day? Father, why are you crying?
It's that cheap Irish music.
Now, what Sharon doesn't know is that her father has a secret. He has stolen a crop of gold from the leprechauns of Glockamora. His plan was to bury it near Fort Knox and sit by and watch it grow just the way we Americans do. Now, to further complicate matters, Finian has big plans for the 3 wishes that come along with the possession of that crock. Now, it's about 4 hours later. It's a beautiful moonlit night on a clearing. Now, finding himself alone, Finian decides to dig a hole to hide the crock of gold. Exhausted, Finian rests next to a tree stump.
Follow the fellow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow who follows us.
Oh, wait a minute. An extraordinary creature. A leprechaun. With green face and white legs. He jumps onto the stage from his hiding place. He seems to be searching for something.
You're going to be with you.
God Mary St. God Mary St. Patrick and St. Ozymandias be with ye.
Ozymandias. I've never heard of him.
Our special saint, patron saint of leprechauns of Glockamore. My card. My name is Og.
Oh, from Glockamora. But you can't be a leprechaun. You're too tall.
Yes, and I'm getting taller.
Tell me, how are things in Ireland?
Oh, alack, alack, a willow waily I weep for Ireland.
You weep? Why? What's happened?
Oh, gloom and doom and doom and gloom.
Gloom and doom and doom and gloom. Well, whose fault is this?
A monster. A monster with a tiny wee brain of a banker about your size.
Well, leave me to him. Leave me to him. I'll rip him apart. Who is he? Who is this monster?
Excuse me for pointing, Mr. McLarkin, but it's you. You brought on the blight yourself when you stole our crock of gold that gives us all our power to wish. So give it back, Mr. McLarkin, before a great evil befalls you. Oh, gloom and doom and doom and gloom.
Ah, stop your wailing. Leprechaun, I deny your existence. You're a figment of the imagination.
I am. But if I don't exist, how is it that I'm gradually becoming more mortal? Look at me. It's crept past me ankles. I've got a peculiar human feeling in me thighs already.
Your thighs? Don't let it go any further, man.
Father!
Oh, someone's coming!
If she gone, oh, you'll be the worse for it.
Meanwhile, back in the clearing, all the workers are hard at work sorting tobacco leaves.
This work just isn't for me. But I've only got one more semester.
You go to college, Howard?
It's my last year at Tuskegee University. And I gotta earn my tuition money somehow.
Working for Rockins, you'll earn it all right.
That man is so racist, he doesn't even like black-eyed peas.
Well, if we can do it, Howard, then you can do it.
Do what exactly?
Whatever it takes. What is the curse that makes the universe so all bewildering?
What is the hoax that just provokes the folks they call God's children? What is the jinx that gives his body and his brother and everyone around? The runaround.
Necessity. Necessity.
That most unnecessary thing, necessity.
What throws a monkey wrench in
The fellow's good intention.
that nasty old invention?
Necessity.
My feet
Wanna dance in the sun.
my head wants to rest in the shade. The Lord says go out and have fun, but the landlord says
You're ready. Hey!
no necessity. It's plain to see what a lovely old world this silly old world could be. But man, it's all in a mess, a count of necessity. That's the maximum that a minimum thing could be. There's nothing lower than less unless it's necessity. There's nothing lower than less unless it's necessity.
Now it is late the following afternoon in the clearing. Sharon has been washing out the laundry, but Og, our leprechaun, has peeped out from inside the well where he has been listening appreciatively to Sharon sing.
Oh man, I'm all wet.
Well, this is a pretty kettle of fish.
Ribbit, croak, hit.
Is it a frog you're pretending to be?
Ribbit, croak, hit.
Well, if you won't speak, back into the well you go.
Oh no.
Ah, so you found your tongue, have you? Well then, speak up, account for yourself. Why were you hiding in that well?
Oh, I wasn't hiding. You see, somebody had set me on fire and I had to put myself out.
I see. And who put the torch to you?
A sunbeam.
A sunbeam?
A sunbeam, disguised as a fairy queen. Ha! But you can't fool me. I know a sunbeam when I see one.
Oh, you're very poetical. Why, thank you.
Don't come too close, please.
Oh.
I'll have to jump back in again.
Alas, I'm beginning to understand. I've known that feeling myself.
You have?
Only recently.
It hit me this morning when you're sunning your hair at the brook.
Is it a warmish, kind of a glowish, kind of a peculiarish sensation?
No, kind of a quiver, shiverish, flibberty, gibberish sensation.
But does it make you feel hummingbirds in your heart?
Butterflies in me feet.
Bees in your bonnet?
Stars in me breeches.
It makes you want to dance.
I haven't even noticed that.
And sing?
It does. Something sweet, something sort of grandish sweeps my soul. When thou art near, my heart feels so sugar candish, my head feels so ginger beer. Something so darish, so I don't care-ish, stirs me from limb to limb. It's so terrific, magnific, delish to have such an amorish, glamourish dish. We could be, oh, so bright a groomish, skies could be so bluish blue, life could be so love and bloomish if my ishes could come true.
Sweet, thou art sort of grandish, thou outlandish cavalier. From now on, we're hand in handish, Romeo.
Oh, I'm Guinevere, thou so adorish, toujours l'amourish, I'm so la femme.
How could I vanquish, relinquish, resist, when I simply relish this hellish condition?
I might be manishish or mouseish, I might be a fowler fish, but with thee I'm Eisenhausish. Please accept my proposition.
You're
under my skinish, so please be given a short. It's the beginning of the finish of me.
Now the citizens of Rainbow Valley, they have a very good sense of humor about their station in life. And in this next song, they satirically imagine what it would be like to be a have instead of a have-not.
When the idle poor become the idle rich, you'll never know just who is who or who is which. Won't it be rich when everyone's poor relative becomes a rocker fallative and palms no longer rich? What a switch!
When we all have urban and plastic teeth, how will we determine who's who underneath?
And when all your neighbors are upper class,
you won't know your Joneses from your Astors.
That's the day we drink that drinky up, but with a little pinky up, the day on which the idle poor become the idle rich.
When a rich man doesn't want to work, he's a bon vivant.
yes, he's a bon vivant.
But when a poor man doesn't want to work, he's a loafer, he's a lounger, he's a lazy good for nothing.
He's a jerk. When a rich man loses on a horse, isn't he the sport?
Oh, isn't he the sport?
But when a poor man loses on a horse, he's a gambler, he's a spender, he's a lowlife,
He's a reason for divorce. When a rich man chases after days, he's a man about town, a man about town. But when a poor man
rotter and the lots of dirty eggs. You'll never know just who is which when the idle poor become the idle rich. When the idle poor become the idle rich. When the idle poor become the idle rich, you'll never know just who is who or who is which.
No one will see the Irish or the Slav in you, for when you're on Park Avenue, Cornelius and Mike look alike.
When poor Tweedledum is rich Tweedledee, this discrimination will no longer be.
When you're on the dough and off of the nut,
You won't know your banker from your butler.
Let's make a switch with just a few annuities. We'll hide those incongruities with quotes from Abercrombie Fitch. When the idle poor become the idle rich. When the idle poor become the idle
So, what would it feel like to become human? In Finian's Rainbow, we have a leprechaun who's becoming human. Well, that's the exact question the great composer Burton Lane and his creative partner, Mr. Yip Harburg, ponder as they wrote this next song.
Sometimes you're working for a completely false idea. It depends on the situation.
For instance, when I'm not near the girl I love. Now, can you talk about how that came into existence?
Well, the title, the title of the song was written in the script, when, the first draft that I read of the show after you asked me to do it. And of course, I was just tickled with that title. It was just wonderful coming out the way it did with the leprechaun, beginning to turn mortal and being intrigued with every. Because all I could think of was Yip. Yip was the only leprechaun I had ever met.
There are a lot of Yip Harburg in that song.
Honestly, you want to talk honestly? Oh, honestly, yes, but dishonestly, no. Yes. If I'm writing for a character like the leprechaun in Finian, who is growing mortal and is falling in love all the time with everybody he sees. I mean, there's no philosophy there. Then it's pure Freudian. Here's a poor little elf trying to become mortal. To become mortal is about the most difficult and trying thing that a human being can do.
One night I woke up out of a sleep and a melody had occurred to me, and I wrote it down. I didn't want to forget it and went back to sleep. And the next day, again, Yip and Freddie and I were meeting and talking, and I started to underscore their conversation. Yip picked up his ears and said, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, I don't know, because he couldn't say, that's terrible. He'd either ignore it if it was not something that was attractive to him, or like it. But he stopped and he said, "What is that?" So I said, I wrote it last night, but I don't know, where it would go. But I had been working and subconsciously was working on When I'm Not Near the Girl I Love. But even then, I didn't associate that tune with that title. And Yip said, "Play it again," and I did, and he started to sing. When I'm not the girl. These little slurs on each, and that made the title fit. But I hadn't thought of it, although subconsciously it must have been there all the time, because you don't write a tune that fits everything so right. that I'm aiming for without having it work subconsciously. But he caught it, and of course he wrote one of his greatest lyrics.
Well, Burton Lane said the only leprechaun he ever met was Yip Harburg, but I think there must be something in the gene pool, because we found another one in the person of Ben Harburg, who's going to give you that song.
Is this what it's like to be mortal? Is every girl the only girl? I'm beginning to like it. Oh, my heart is beating wildly, and it's all because you're here. When I'm not near the girl I love the girl I'm near. Every fan that flutters by me is a flame that must be fanned. When I can fondle the hand I'm fond of, I fondle the hand at hand. My heart's in a pickle, it's constantly fickle, and not to particle I fear. When I'm not near the girl I love the girl I'm near. What if they're tall or tender? What if they're small or slender? Long as they got that gender, I surrender. Always I can't refuse them. Always my feet pursue them. Long as they got a bosom, I'll lose them. I'm confessing a confession, and I hope I'm not verbose. When I'm not close to the kiss that I cling to, I cling to the kiss that's close. As I'm more and more immortal, I am more and more a case. When I'm not facing the face that I fancy the face I face. For sharing I'm caring, but Susan I'm choosing. I'm faithful to Susan is here. When I'm not near the girl I love the girl I'm near.
Well, as we near the end of our Finian's Rainbow story, we see that Finian has brought to the residents of Rainbow Valley his love of not only rainbows, but his love of hope, his own special hope. And you know, they have to ask the Irish people, come on up here, young lady. You know, here in Rainbow Valley, we have lots of legends right here. What about you all?
Well, in Glockamora, where we come from, there's an old legend. You'll never grow old, you'll never grow poor, if you look to the rainbow beyond the next moor.
Oh, that's a lovely legend. I wonder who thought that up.
Me father. On the day I was born, said my father, said he,
I've an elegant legacy waiting for ye. 'Tis a rhyme for your lip, a song for your heart, to sing it whenever the world falls apart.
Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who where you never grow old and you never stand still, with whippoorwills singing beyond the next hill. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. Follow the fellow.
Follow the fellow.
Follow the fellow who follows a dream.
We see that Finian and Sharon have brought with them the greatest gift of all, hope.
You'll have everything you've ever hoped for.
But when do we get all this?
When?
Yeah,
when?
On that great come and get it day. Won't it be fun when worry is done and money is hay? That's the time things will come your way. On that great, great come and get it day.
I'll get my gown, that calico gown. I'll get my mule, that acre of ground. 'Cause word has come from Gabriel's horn. The earth beneath your plow is abundant and now it's yours.
Glory time's coming for to stay. On that great, great come and get it day. Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it, come and get it.
Says here, says in the good book it says, a mighty morning is nigh, universal 4th of July. Gotta get your freedom and pie.
Bells will ring in every steeple. What a day for people in overalls.
Come you free and you equal people.
Come and get your gravy and 2 meatballs.
On that great come and get it day. Won't it be fun when worry is done and money is hay?
That's the time things will come your way. On that great, great come and get it day.
My gown will be a calico gown. My feet will dance all over the town.
'Cause word has come from Gabriel's horn. The earth beneath your plow is abundant and now it's yours. Glory time's coming for to stay.
On that great, great
Come and get it and keep it and share it. Come and get it day.
Now, you didn't think we could do a Yip Harburg tribute without probably the most famous rainbow song, did you? So we won't. All right, the most famous rainbow song, yes, yes. But did you know there's a verse to the song? Some beautiful lyrics, and I don't know if many of you have heard. So we'd like to bring back our Dorothy. Where's our Dorothy? Dorothy, come up front. And she's going to sing the verse for you, and when you all hear something you know, please join in and help us sing the rest of it.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
I'm not sure I introduced myself at the beginning. I'm the vice president of the New York Sheet Music Society, Lynn DeMena, and I want to just thank this wonderful, wonderful group for making these lyrics come alive for us again. There's no doubt that the Great American Songbook, thanks to Ernie Harburg and his lovely wife Dina, and these great, great singers, just every one of you, just wonderful. You've made the whole day a perfect 100% winner. So thank you so much. And special thank you to David Brunetti for his great blend. Thank you all for coming today. We'll see you in the fall.
Elvis Yes, and I just saw the one over here.
It's coming.
Thank you. How many musicians have you had?